Hi there, I'm Anna Pilkington and I am the Assistant Head and Leader of Early Years at Bisley C of E School and Nursery. Normally at this time of year it's really nice because I get to have a lovely evening where I get to meet all the new parents and carers who we're going to be working with for the new reception class intake. Obviously this year everything is a bit different, which means we can't have our usual get together, which normally involves wine and nibbles as well, so it's normally quite a nice evening, and it means that you don't get those chances to come and ask all those things you might be a bit worried about and all those things that you are sort of dying to know before your child starts on their journey into school. So this video is going to be, a half substitute for that sort of experience. After the video has been posted, you are more than welcome to respond with any questions that you think haven't been covered or things that you're still wondering, and I'll be more than happy to respond to people. We'll have it on a Facebook chat thread so that other parents can see those responses too. But if you want to message me privately, I will also provide my email address, so please don't worry if I don't cover anything today. Okay, so we're so excited that you have chosen to join Bisley School. Our reception classes are a very special place to be. We're very lucky to have some amazing staff, and the whole school has such a lovely ethos with committed staff and a commitment to kindness and working with the whole child that everybody working at Bisley really does believe in. I know that for some of you, you have already been part of Fox Cubs Nursery, so you will be aware of that ethos already, and your child might already think they've started school. I remember when my daughter was starting in reception class, she wondered what all the fuss was about because she'd already been going to the same school in a different building, and she'd already been wearing the uniform. So that transition hopefully will be quite a smooth one for the Fox Cubs that we've already had, but still an important one. And then there will be those of you among us who maybe have a sibling, but your little one hasn't actually been into school yet. And there will be those among you who've never known anything about Bisley at all, and that's fine. And whatever your child's needs are in terms of how familiar they feel with the school already, we will be there to support them with the sorts of transition support they need, which can be different for every child. Some children run in on the first day and don't even look back. Others don't, and that is absolutely fine. We've probably dealt with every sort of different transition behaviour and settling in behaviour you can imagine, and none of it is anything that we worry about. And as the parent, you're probably the one who's worrying most, and we would always like to reassure you that you really mustn't. It is our job to make sure your children are happy at school. So I'll just tell you a little bit about our team. So we have a lovely head teacher, Mrs. McConnell, who I'm sure you've already come across quite a bit, and working just beneath her we have our 3 assistant heads. So I am the assistant head in charge of Key Stage 1, which is year 1 and 2, and the early years, which is reception and nursery. We then have the lovely Mrs. Bamford, and she oversees Key Stage 2, so that's year 3 through to year 6, or the juniors as we used to call it. And then we have Mrs. Miles, who is our inclusion and pastoral care assistant head, and also our SENDCO. So her job is really to make sure that if there are any concerns you have either about your child's learning or anything to do with possibly their mental health, their anxiety levels, all of that is encompassed in Mrs. Miles' work. So we have a lot of support at Bisley, and we do see ourselves not only as educating the head, but we also talk about educating the whole child, or the heart. So please never ever be shy in coming to gain the support you might need from all of us. Our reception class teachers, as I've already mentioned, are absolutely lovely. So we're very lucky in Squirrels to have Mr. Bowen, and in Hedgehogs you actually get 2 different teachers, Mrs. Humphreys and Mrs. Stevens. Between them I think they've got over 40 years experience of working in reception. Their dedication, kindness, creativity always blows me away. Whenever I go into their rooms, I can't believe how magical they feel. They have got that absolute spark and love of working with young children, and you can just feel that when you're in the rooms, and I hope you see that when you are eventually able to come and have a look, or when you have a look at one of our video tours that we are currently posting on Facebook for you to see. We also have the lovely Mrs. Hill, who's one of our early years support staff, and Mrs. Lakeman. And Mrs. Lakeman is what we call a higher level teaching assistant, which means that she is able to teach the class, and she also offers early years support. So a fab team up there. So soon your child will receive a special video message telling them if they are a hedgehog or a squirrel. Hedgehogs will be with Mrs. Stevens and Mrs. Humphreys, and squirrels will be with Mr. Bowen. So you will receive that information pretty soon. After that, they'll receive a special email message from that teacher, a video saying all the lovely things that they would want to know from that teacher, so that they'll be able to put a name to the face, and the teacher will start to get to know them using those video messages.